Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is the third Thursday of the month, so let's get cracking on Christmas. This is a series organized by Jenn Shurkus. So this series, I don't know if you followed along, but every third Thursday of the month we are creating a Christmas card to just prep ahead of time for our Christmas cards themselves. I don't know about you, but I'm always liking Christmas cards. So last year, I definitely tried to start ahead of time and create quite a lot. Already explained, my parents just take them all, and then I'm left right before Christmas just with, well, not enough cards. So when Jen asked me to join her this year, I was really delighted because I needed to make more Christmas cards, and this way I could share it in a way that maybe you thought was nice to get started as well. I already want to apologize for the voice here. I'm doing the voiceover very early in the morning. Today, when I woke up, it was like 3 hours before my normal waking hour because I am going to help the men in like a quarter of an hour with experimentations. And so I took a, a day of absence on the job. Well, I just put in vacation day to wake up at 4 a.m. And so it's really, really early, and I'm still drinking my first coffee before getting going. So therefore, my voice is not so cute. But that aside, I really wanted to share this card for this month. I have been sharing several brands during the Get Cracking on Christmas, and so I thought it would only be appropriate to also get some digital stamps from Rachelle Anne Miller included. I love her designs. There are so many digital stamps out there, Christmas related. It's actually really, really fun to scroll through. I remember that I told myself I'm going to create something from Rachelle Anne Miller that I haven't used yet. So I went to her site, searched for digital stamps, and then for Christmas, and there are so many designs that are truly adorable. The lovely thing about this is with the digital stamps you can truly decide which size you need for your card, which will work with, for example, the sentiment that you want to use. Some of the digital stamps have a sentiment as a suggestion. You can leave it or you can just take it out if you want to. And there are just so many options. Another thing is that you will not misstamp this one because you need to print it. So that can be handy as well. And if you love your card and you love um, your color combination, you can actually recreate the card multiple times and just have fun coloring on the go when you're at someone's house, um, during your breaks at work, for example. And you don't need to reuse the same combination. You can, of course, use multiple color combinations on several cards, but I think this can really be a way of making several cards, having fun on the go. These digital stamps, you just print them, you have them the size you want them, and then you get coloring and have just fun with it. So I decided to go for red and blue today. Actually, I didn't know what I was going to do, and then I originally had in my head that this blue combination would go aside, well, at the area with the stars. And for one reason, I added it on all the other um, on all the other elements, so I just had to keep going. I am also trying to have my shadows on the right side, also doing the same for the scarf here. And then for the head, the snowman just had a bit of flicking with a lighter blue color. But you can also use a lighter purple, pink, a combination of pastels, or anything you want to do, of course. There are many ways to color this really simple, and just adore the end result. So yeah, I'm continuing with that blue combination, and then for those areas around the stars, I didn't know what to do. So I actually think that I started with the stars, but I don't know for sure. However, I used just a softer combination of this same blue for the other areas. I know you can go wild and add other colors, or you can leave the area around the star white. No problems with that neither. But I just went for a light blue combination, but really in the same line as the blue that I already used. I just wanted it to appear really soft, just to make a difference in the different areas that Rachelle created. And so I'm just working my way from my darkest to my lightest. That's the way I'm coloring. I'm trying to avoid the stars. If I would go in the star itself, I would use my colorless blender to just push that color out again, because I'm going to color it in with a really soft color. I'm going to color it in with yellow, and so blue and yellow, you might see the blue if you wouldn't correct that tiny hiccup, if you would have that. But I actually really love the stars on the scarf as well as on the hat. I think everything matches. It's like how I color. The details return and my color combinations return. That's just what I like doing. So yeah, so I did the stars afterwards, which was kind of smart in case. And I'm just doing two combinations in case you are curious about the color combinations. Later on, there is always a link towards my blog post in the description box of every single video, and in my blog post you can find all of the combinations listed. Okay, so the coloring is done. I'm going to take an A2 size rectangle. As you can see, whenever I am printing my images, I actually never really know where I'm gonna go with my card. So I tend to print it in a size that works with an A2 size card, and I tend to print it as well in a way that I can still make a vertical or horizontal card, that I'm not yet limited because of my printing. So I'm just going to die cut this rectangle, and then we are going to play around with the sentiment. I'm going to show you a little trick that I've used in the past, but I don't know if you saw it, so just in case, I will show it. So I decided to use a sentiment from Big Christmas Greeting from Hello Bluebird. I don't have the matching dies, unfortunate, and I always forget it. I have to stamp it immediately right. So I want them quite close to each other. I have two mini misties here, and I have a piece of acetate. It's really important to have your piece of acetate in that one corner and really keep it there, and then you can stamp your sentiment on top. You can remove that, you can fiddle a bit with placements of your sentiment this way. Now, because I want two sentiments, I am going to try to line them up where I want them to be, straight and all, and just see whether this placement works. Now, I love spacing in between, but I think my sentiment can go a bit lower. Now, the important thing to keep in mind is that for placement, that acetate needs to be in that same corner, and it is your panel that you can move up, to the left, to the right is not possible, but to the left, upwards, that you all can do. So I did it just a bit upwards, stamped my first part of my sentiment, and then I needed to bring this panel to the other misty again. You can also do this in 2 steps and just already decide where you want to have one and then continue. Now here I took the acetate again, put it in the corner and made sure that my la 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 was exactly there as it was on the acetate, that I couldn't see any double stamping sort of idea, and then I placed my magnets again and could stamp out the fa la la. Really important again, because my paper is higher up, that it is not moving. That's why I took 2 magnets to keep my paper in place, and actually I have the same spacing as on the acetate, just a bit lower on the panel. That is something that might be handy for you if you want to add 2 sentiments and you don't really know space-wise where it should be. Here I'm just adding a bit of snow, sort of an illusion of grounding. using the same B000 to help me ground these images, but I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just scribbling a bit, and then I can add this panel on top of a card base. Just using some adhesive roller, that's the way I prefer adding my panels. And then we are going to embellish this card. Now, I added some, well, how is it called? NUVO glitter drops, white blizzard here, just on some parts of the head. And then I'm also going to add some embellishments. It took me a while to find them, but I decided to go with the Snowdrift sprinkles from Little Things from Lucy's Cards. These are really subtle sprinkles. They are white, so it's white on white. It's subtle, but it's present, and that was what I was going for. And then once I am committed with placement or placing better, I'm going to adhere them using some liquid glue. And that is actually going to be it for this card. A really simple card actually, but I love these images from Rachelle Anne Miller. They are so adorable and they truly make your card. Your card doesn't need much. You can add much. It's not always needed. So yeah, this is my Get Cracking on Christmas card for June. I hope that you enjoyed this inspiration and that you might get cracking as well. Definitely use the hashtag on social media so that Jen and we all can see your amazing inspiration. I hope you will have some fun, and I'll be back soon with some new crafty inspiration. Bye!